Are you ready?
Ready.
That's what I like to hear. You know what I'm saying? John Peckman Podcast, Connecticut Valley School of Music and Dance, beautiful downtown Portland, Connecticut. Come over the bridge, pull a Yui, be someone, be someone, be someone.
Hey, I pulled the Yui.
You know, of course you did. Yeah.
Try to be someone.
Yep. Park in front of the music store with the red neon light. We have vinyl for sale. Did you see that? You can come in and check out some vinyl.
No, but I saw sheet music on stick.
Oh, yeah.
I saw that.
Oh, yeah.
It's the first time ever in my life.
No, we got it all. We got it all. Like and subscribe. Tell your friends. Tell your family. Tell your pets. Tell your plants. You can have your very own podcast here in our beautiful studio. Dave will tell you how at the very end of all this. And we're here today with one of my favorite drummers in the whole wide world.
I'm at the bottom of the list.
No.
It's good. It's fine.
Hey, man. Mr. John Corvo is here finally.
Thanks, Mr. Peckman.
Of course. I'm glad.
Actually, you are my favorite drummer.
Oh, you don't have to say that.
No, it's true.
Well,
I've said it for years.
I think, I think we got a cool thing going because I feel that way too, which is awesome. You know, I don't know how to describe it, but style is everything. It's everything.
I think feel,
Yeah.
and style.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, I'm not talking, flashy style.
It doesn't matter.
That's not me.
You got your own thing. You got your thing. Not everybody has a thing.
Whatever that is.
Well, I know what it is, or I know I like it.
Oh, that's good.
Well,
thank you.
Well, of course, no.
Thanks for the sunshine.
Well, it's the truth. And then there were times when I was a percussionist to your drums, and it was
That's right.
that was fun.
It's fun.
It was awesome.
So it's hard when there's a person without meter, let's just say.
Yeah.
Or it does a,
Yeah.
it's a little all over the place.
No.
Not great, but when the people involved both have this similar meter or are able to control that meter, let's just say,
That's what
it
I'm
goes
saying.
smoothly.
That's what I'm saying. That's the way it should be.
And it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, definitely.
And I'm not one for filling a bunch of holes.
That's why it works.
I like space. That's what the other guy's for.
Right.
Well, that's tough.
That's why it works. That's
the bongos and
hey, play the bongos. Be someone. Be someone.
I love every guy ever just calls every drum a percussionist plays a bongo.
A bongo. Yeah. Hey, bongo. Yeah.
Wait, you get the bongos?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, and then you they're not.
It's not.
They're not.
Bongo.
It's a call. Yeah, it's a bongo.
Yeah, you just give up after all. Yeah, bongos.
Yeah, that's right. I do.
The guy Mike I play with now in the cartels, he's the same way. Just bongo.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, there's nothing you could do about it. Yeah, it's a bongo. Fine.
Actually, he'd be a good guy for this podcast.
Oh yeah.
He's traveled
I don't know.
lots of places.
What's his name?
Mike Manglickmott.
Okay.
And he's
Tell him to.
cartels guy.
All right. Tell him to come in.
I shall.
I think that would be a good idea.
Oh yeah. He's world traveled.
Cool. That's cool. Has he ever been to Portland? Has he ever pulled a Yui?
I don't think so.
All right. Do you think he could be someone? So I was just at the mart getting coffee, and I heard Fast Car.
It's a good song.
Oh, it's a great song, but just be someone, be someone, be someone, and that's going to be my thing now.
That's your thing.
Yep. Always got to have something.
That song had a new sort of uprising. With this.
Yeah.
I forget the country singer who did it, but
somebody covered it.
Luke Combs, maybe something like that.
Yeah.
One of those guys.
Yep. And then now it's a thing.
Now it's a thing.
Yep.
All it takes is one guy.
That's fine.
One thing.
One thing. That's all we need. One thing.
I've yet to discover my one thing yet.
In Excess discovered their one thing. They have a song called One Thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't know if I know that one.
Yeah.
I'm not as well versed in the music as you are.
Sorry.
You know everything.
I kind of do.
According to your lists and things that come out, I just go, how could he know this much stuff? And me, I just go, I know 4 things.
Well,
and that's it.
Yeah, but I don't know if it's better or worse. I was always that way ever since I was a little kid, before I even played music. So that's actually who I am. And then playing music was just like, oh, I can get involved and I can be someone, be someone, be someone. You know what I mean? So it's not.
Yeah.
That started even before music, but it's not about me. It's about you.
Well, my music started me whapping the snare drum, pissing the neighbors off
Yeah.
at 5:36 in the morning. I strapped a belt around myself and the snare drum.
Good morning.
Just started marching, and I don't know, 4 or 5, whatever I was.
That's great.
It's the only real drum I had, snare drum, and then the rest is history.
You're like,
I'll piss a few neighbors off. That's good.
Why not? Yeah. Yeah. Who cares?
Well, you're 5. What do you know?
Yeah. Yeah. That's what you're there for.
Yeah.
That's your whole purpose. Well, you got but your family, you pretty much owned the North End back in the day.
I wish we owned it.
Well, I'm just saying.
It'd be nice.
Yeah.
We owned some of the fun times in the North End for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, we played early with my cousin who was keyboard player.
Okay.
Of course, my brother was just singing at that point. I don't think he was playing bass that early.
Really?
No, we would just go basement.
I didn't realize that. So I don't know. Ed was on pretty early. I don't know. I mean, most people who are watching this know who you guys are, but your brother Ed, who's a total jerk. No, I'm just saying this in case he ever.
Oh, he knows that.
Yeah, no, I love Eddie. Eddie's.
That's my actual name's Ed's brother.
Oh,
that's my actual name.
Right.
Just
right. Right. Who's older?
I am.
Oh, are you really?
Well, here's what I tell people.
Wow.
I'm older by 1 year or 2 months, but he's lived many more years in that one fewer year.
Kind of, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
He absolutely has.
Yeah, he clearly got dropped a few times pretty early on.
I can tell you one of the things that he hit the road on.
Oh, really?
Oh, my God. I remember, I mean, I can't tell if it's the story or if it's a memory, but I remember the 2 cars that we had. One was following the other, and it was winter. And I think at some point, somebody must have jiggled the rear door handle. Frozen, right? Mm-hmm. So you jiggle it, you can't get it open.
Sure.
So go on the other side.
Right.
And then you lean on the door.
You don't realize that you've actually opened it.
Yeah, and then when the car turns, the kid flies out and rolls a few feet. Ooh. And as far as I can remember, that's my brother. He fell out of the car.
Whoa.
He's had a few episodes.
Fell out of a moving car.
Yeah.
That's where
it wasn't fast.
Origin story.
There's a lot
fell out of a moving car
thumping,
as an infant.
Yeah. There's a lot of thumping to Ed's head in early years that has made him the way he is.
Yeah.
For good or for bad.
Well, I love the way Eddie is.
Me too.
I'm kidding because he's not here.
No.
But no, I love Eddie. He's I have, I'm sure actually, I don't know. This is interesting because I don't know how you feel about it. But I was talking to Jay Wiggin today, and I swear to God, it's one of the mysteries. So I have a theory. If I had to figure out, like, who my favorite bass player is, I can't decide between Ed and Jay Wiggin, and then there's Dave Lavosi, which is right. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of great bass players.
To be honest, I've played fewer gigs with Lavosi.
Oh, yeah.
Most of them where he was subbing and not super comfortable, but still was unbelievable. How's that possible?
Yeah, he's off the chart.
He's off the charts. And Jay, the best field player I know, aside from my brother, and my brother and I lock in together because we've been doing it forever. Yeah. But I play with Jay basically every week, and he's fantastic.
Yeah, he's the best.
Fantastic.
I could never figure it out. Like I say, it's like Lennon and McCartney. You just go, I can't. I got to have both of them.
Who are these gentlemen?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
I'm a drummer. I'm not that smart.
Right. No, but you know what I mean? Like, I can't.
And you shouldn't have to choose.
No, choose. Luckily I don't. But I'm just saying, like, if they were both in a burning building, I would just have to let it burn.
Yeah.
Actually, do you know that story? There was one day the 3 of them, they were all hanging out. Like, I had a gig or something.
Wow.
And Lavosi and all 3 of them showed up, and I said, someone's got to leave, because if there's a sinkhole,
it's over.
If something happens at this building,
all 3 disappear.
That's it. I'll never play again. I'm just like finished. Crazy.
Well, it's nice to have that many choices so close to you.
Yeah,
that's the way I look at it.
Yeah.
I look at me playing gigs with who I've played with, you included.
Yeah,
and go, who's better than me in this case? I got the best case scenario.
I haven't been around the world that much, but I have ears, I think, just like you do or anyone. Mm-hmm. I mean, I think we have world-class players. Who's going to be better than those guys? for example?
Nobody I know. I mean, the guys I play with, Holloman, Grieco, Tommy Majeski.
Forget about it.
They're ridiculous.
Yeah.
And it's insane
Yeah.
to think that I'm actually in that group, and I just go, I watch Joe. I just go, watch Joe.
Yeah, Joe's one of my favorite singers ever.
Oh, he's my favorite singer ever.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Crazy. Yeah, we don't do too bad around here.
No.
In Connecticut, when you really think about it, I can't complain.
I mean, I can count on my hands of one hand how many bad gigs I've probably had in my entire life.
Yeah.
I mean,
they're
being fortunate to play them.
Yep.
Is where you got to go. Where do you got to start from? That's where you start.
Yep.
Fortunate.
Yeah.
And then everything else is either above that or slightly below. But it's never like, oh my, it's the worst thing I ever did.
Yeah. No.
Never happens.
No. I think I don't know. I've never lived anywhere else, but I think we did okay.
Nope, me either.
We did okay around here. I don't know why. I remember. Just speaking of gigs, I guess. I don't know if we're just going to tell gig stories or whatever.
Hey, whatever. I got plenty of them.
I recall, or maybe you do, we played with Ray and whatever, and I was playing percussion, you were playing drums, and we played at the old New Haven Coliseum.
Oh.
When it was still there.
That was a long time ago.
It was a long time ago.
Are we talking 20 years
More
ago?
than that.
Oh, okay.
It could be more than that. And it was a wing fest. And I went to the hottest. I said,
"Oh, good move."
You remember? Maybe you don't remember. I said, come on.
I got a hot story for you,
and they were like, "Are you sure?" And I'm, so my dad ate hot stuff. I'm like, "Yeah, sure." Yeah. And it was so freaking hot. I was seeing spots like I couldn't see, and it ran into my cuticles, and I was like, and then I had to hit.
And so you ate wings with sauce on them.
And it burned my fingertips. Yeah.
It's in your face. It's in your ears.
Yep.
Hurts my hair.
I had to play with burning fingers. Yeah.
Oh, no, that's a much worse story than me.
Okay.
I just went to a food show, and I'm at the food show, and I get the bright idea. I'm gonna go to the hot sauce tent and ask the guy for the hottest one. He goes, "You don't want that."
Yeah, you don't want that.
And I was like, "Okay."
He starts putting on a hazmat suit just to handle it. You're like, "Oh no."
He put a dot the size of nothing.
Yeah, right.
On a cracker or whatever it was, and I ate that thing, and it ruined me for 2 days.
Whoa.
I mean, it was the worst thing ever.
Yeah, I hate that. Yeah. I'm sure you've seen the hot ones. You ever see those?
Oh, I love that show.
It's hilarious.
I love it.
We should start doing it. That would be funny. You imagine?
Do it with hot sauce and crackers,
or something.
Here
Yeah, it's like a toothpick.
Just a little dot.
Doink. So how did it all start? So you have one drum and a clothesline or whatever, marching around.
Yep.
And then
I grew up a little bit. Maybe I got to 7 or something, and my cousin was playing keys, so we made a little band. Ed, of course, didn't play bass yet, so we're singing, doing our thing. I'm playing drums. He's playing a little left hand. We're playing 70s tune, whatever it was.
Sure.
And we go to the
and your dad's happy.
My dad's happy.
Yeah.
He's gigging every night. He's gigging 6 nights a week or whatever it is at that point. And my mom's playing radio like a champ.
Sure.
Because that's her best instrument. She was killing it.
Hey.
But she would, there was times where, my sister got in a band. I have a bunch of 3 sisters, half sisters from my father's previous marriage. Right.
Yep.
They're all singers. They're all musically inclined. One, my sister Patty is in a band. With a keyboard player.
I didn't even know that.
Third degree. They're playing. She's the drummer. She used to play guitar, but now she's the drummer in the band. Learned to play so they could go be a band, whatever. So we used to go sit in, with them when we were little, 10, 11. And one day the guy calls my father. He's like, "I need a drummer." Apparently, they busted up.
Oh, boy.
Just say. He's like, "I need a drummer." He's like, "What are you calling me for?" He's like, "I want to use the kid."
Really?
Yeah, and that's how it started for
me.
me.
And you were like, "I got this."
I got this. So I slept, after school. It was a Friday gig. Wow. I slept as much as I could sleep until my father said, "Hey, we got to leave because we'll load the car.
Yeah.
We got to drive to Carmel, New York."
Whoa.
I don't know how many hours away. It's far away. It didn't matter to me. Anything past a half hour was far from me.
Right. Yeah.
And I had motion sickness, so I'd be like, on the way, whatever. It didn't matter. But we got to the gig, and I was like, oh,
this
place is awesome. It was such a crap hole.
Yeah, right, yeah.
But I look back and I go, it was the first real like gig.
Oh yeah.
And you're gonna get paid, and you're gonna do this, and you're gonna do that, and then developed into my brother singing and playing on a few tunes.
Oh really?
Yeah, and he came in.
So he got involved.
He probably
told me his version, but I don't remember.
I don't know.
I don't listen when he
up.
talks. Yeah, I don't listen to Eddie. No.
He talks a lot. You can tune some out.
Yeah. Good luck.
I know I'm known to talk a little bit too.
So what?
But
it's all good.
so I mean, we sort of Ed had 4 tunes down. I mean, Lefty had 4 tunes down.
Yeah.
He would sing, play tambourine the rest of the night, and then that just turned into just got better and better and better.
The family band.
And that was Old Socks and New Sneakers. That was the name of that band.
Whoa.
Now there's one for you.
Wow. What is that?
It was because we wore sneakers all the time.
Okay.
The older guy was an old sock, basically.
Oh.
So that's how that worked.
Okay,
out.
that makes more sense because I'm trying to think. What does that mean? What does that mean?
Stinky feet and new shoes.
Yeah. That's something.
Something like that.
Could be that.
Yeah.
That's cool. So,
yeah. So that's our first sort of big.
And that lasted
thing.
for a while.
Oh yeah. We did that probably 10, 15 years.
Really?
Oh, we played weddings every weekend.
Oh wow. Okay.
I didn't know who Led Zeppelin was growing up because we listened to a bunch of wedding stuff. We learned a bunch of stuff for other kinds of music. And we played every weekend.
Yeah,
so it was awesome.
Kind of doing it, yeah.
Doing it.
And so somewhere along the line, Eddie learned to play bass for real.
He did.
Kind of like figured it out. Yeah.
He's now nailed it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I would say so.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That's cool.
What was your first gig? What was your
my wow?
Well, the one that you really maybe made an impact.
Well, yeah, it was a similar thing. So, I mean, I had played with some people. I might have played, but like the first gig where like I got paid, like you're going to do a gig.
Yeah.
It was actually kind of funny. I had a drum teacher. Do you know Vic Steffens? Do you know Vic?
I know Vic. It's a studio
guy,
Vic.
Yeah. Well, he was like the drum teacher around my parts when I was young, when I was starting out. And so he was kind of the guy to know. And he, was out still playing clubs and stuff. So he knew what was going on. And there was a dude who, his name was Tom Stankus. He was here. This is back in the 80s. And he was a solo act. Then he had a bass player. So they were like a duo. And Vic was like, you got to fold this kid in. I got to get him out of the basement playing a gig. And he knew it was going to be okay.
Yeah.
So, but it was literally, I was probably not as young as you, but I was probably, a junior in high school or something. Sure. And my parents arranged it somehow. And I went, and I remember I lived in suburbia, like, way out. And, as you got halfway out of suburbia, there was like a market. Suburban market. It was just like one little grocery store, and I met a blue van pulled up, and I got into the van with this dude, and we drove to Voluntown, Connecticut, like nowhere.
Oh my god!
And
far away.
Yeah, far away. Yeah, half an hour.
Yeah, but it seemed like forever.
It
right?
seemed like forever.
When are we gonna get there?
Yep. Didn't know any of the songs. Didn't know anything.
Great.
Yeah, and he said, just watch me. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
And it was a lousy gig. Like that's what I thought too. There was no one there. I thought this was Madison Square Garden. And
yeah, sure.
One thing I remember, so it was just the three of us, but I didn't. I just had never played drums really out of the house. I didn't bring a rug, so I spent all night trying to pull my drums back in
with your feet.
Yeah, just the whole time. And I was like,
done that. We've all forgotten something.
At
some point.
Yeah, I just didn't know. Yeah. I didn't realize What do you
mean I got to bring my own
a rug?
What are you talking about?
Yeah. So, but that was the first gig. Yeah, and he handed me, probably $50 or something, which was more money than I was making being the paper boy or whatever.
Yeah, all week.
Yeah. And then he was literally like, I guess I passed the audition. He's like, what are you doing tomorrow night?
I guess I'm doing this.
Yeah, and we played somewhere. Yeah, and the first thing, just like that. Met a van. Like sometimes I'll see that parking lot and I'll be like, it started right here, like right here. They say don't get in the van with strangers, and I
Yeah.
literally did.
Yeah,
Didn't know
well,
this guy at all.
Sometimes it works out.
Oh, yeah.
Most times not, but this time, this time it did.
No, it worked out. No, it was cool. But yeah, that was the first gig I remember.
That's awesome.
And then it went, and so dig this. This is somewhat timely. I guess I should probably mention it because it's somewhat relevant. But in that band, a few guitar players so then we became like a 3-piece band.
Mm-hmm.
And then, as we started to make more noise, we're like, oh, we need a lead guitarist. And one of the lead guitarists that passed through that I met way back then was Bert Teague.
Oh, boy.
I didn't know him at all. Yeah, and he passed through, and he was undeniably the best guitar player that we had.
One of those guys that you had best you had ever seen up to that point.
I didn't know that there was a real life person that was that good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure.
Like I didn't know that people like this existed around. And
here.
Yeah. He made every sound that I ever heard anywhere, and just played circles around everybody.
Sure.
And so I was still in high school when I played with him for at least a couple of years.
Wow. That's kind of awesome.
It was really awesome, actually. And then,
Bert was some guy. He was funny.
Oh, yeah. Oh, he had me going.
I didn't know him super well. I did a few gigs with him. But what I remember was he was funny.
Oh, yeah.
And he played guitar.
Yeah.
Really good.
Yeah.
That's all you really need to know.
No, yeah.
He was a good guy.
Yeah, there was nothing that he couldn't do. Yeah, I remember it was, I probably turned 18 or 19 or 17 or something. And he was like the surprise guest. Like my parents invited him to my birthday.
Wow.
Like I had a birthday party and he was there. And I have a picture. It's nice when I think about it now.
Sure.
I go, oh, how cool. That Bert Teague was there.
What age was that party? Was it like your sweet
17? It might have. No, I was probably 17 or 18. But but he was there. Like he came. I was like, oh, that's cool.
That's a guy who showed up.
Yeah. He did. He always showed up. Yeah, Bert. He was a trip.
He's an excellent guitar player.
Yep.
He showed up.
Yep.
He was funny.
Oh yeah.
And what more do you need than that?
Yeah.
Nothing more.
No, nothing. Yeah, he used to freak me out because it was just way back in the day. But like he would like hit on me, just to get my reaction. And of course I was so young and panicky. I didn't know what to do. So I was always afraid of him. I was just like, what? I don't understand.
What's he gonna do next?
Yeah.
Why is he rubbing my leg?
Yeah. So he had me going for a while.
Oh, that's funny. That's even funnier.
It was really funny.
That's something I didn't know about him.
Yeah, I guess.
Maybe he had some tendencies. I don't know.
That's a good question. I don't know.
Or maybe you were just the one who did it for him.
Well, I just think he was trolling. I just figured he's like, I'm going to freak this kid out.
Sure.
Sure. But yeah, no, he was a cool dude. Yeah, I mean, I learned a lot. This is a whole other thing. I got to figure out how to do this someday. But we made a demo, that band, just the four of us, and it's just vintage. It's the best Bert playing ever.
Wow.
Like it's like 6 tunes or whatever. We just live the 2-track and just blasted through it. And Bert is just stomping on everything. Like he's just heads and tails away.
Yeah.
50 times better than anything.
Well, I think the last gig I played with Bert was, I think he was sitting down.
Yeah.
I think he didn't move the whole night. I think they got him there.
Yeah.
Helped him in.
Sure.
But then he played the guitar. You're like, what the
hell? Yeah.
It's just one of those things.
One of those things, yeah.
It didn't matter his condition. He just rip.
Yep.
We call it.
Yeah. Did you know Bert, Dave?
Yeah.
Bert, yeah.
Not well, I knew.
Yeah.
Probably like I knew. Not super well, but what I knew of him was he was.
Yeah. But anyway, those are some of my first gigs, was in that. So I played with Bert pretty early on, which was good.
Yeah.
Like, okay. Kind of got that together.
Well, I think, you get thrown into situations.
Yeah. Yeah.
In a good way, in a bad way, but you got to make good of the situation.
Mm-hmm.
And so we've been in a few situations. Like my brother and I, we would get in a truck or a van with Johnny DiLorenzo, and he's like, we're going to this place, and he would we'd get near it, and he'd pull over at some shack on the side of the road and go, all right, let's get the gear going. Here we are. And there's nothing, no lights on. It's like a chicken shack. They're selling vegetables during the day or whatever. It's like,
hey, man.
He's like, this is where we're playing. Let's go. So we'd start, unloading. He'd be like, you just do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he's like, we're really not playing here, but I just want to test you guys.
Really?
Yeah.
My.
Get the stuff back in. We're going on. So we got another 2 miles or whatever.
Oh, that's so funny.
But that's the thing. You're like, you better be ready.
Yeah.
Ready.
Yeah.
It's like, the guys in the band now. We're at a wedding or we're at a party and we're getting fed.
Yeah.
I eat as fast as a human can eat. You know why? They're gonna go, hey. You guys need to get up there and play.
Right.
And I'm like, I don't want to be halfway through my football chicken. I'm like, what do you mean I got to stop eat? So I'm like,
you'll learn how to
work it in and get at it, and and then
it's so funny.
Deal with it later.
Yeah, that's how it is.
You may not have a chance later to finish your salad and your chicken, or whatever they gave you.
Yeah, you got to eat.
Or your band sandwich. In some cases, they gave you the sandwich platter instead of with the prime rib.
Right. Yeah.
The prime rib and whatever else.
Always. Yeah.
Awesome.
Often like that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're sort of not. You're not. I guess you're sort of hired help.
Yeah.
I assume. I mean, sure. So that's why you don't get the moniker of you get to eat with the with the recipe, and sometimes you do, and
Well, I figure if it's your wedding, you're doing the head count and you're buying per meal.
76.
Yeah, and then you're just like
76.
I'm not getting a prime rib for these chumps.
Right, the band was like $275 combined.
Right.
And now I got to feed them $400 worth of food.
Well, yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't know how people do that. I didn't have a band at my wedding. I DJ'd my own wedding.
And nothing wrong with that either.
No.
Saved a few bucks.
Yeah, actually.
It probably was as good as it's going to get.
Yeah.
You DJing.
We just, and this doesn't matter, a long time ago. We just made a playlist. I just hit play. Those were back in the day.
No scratching in.
Yeah. You just made me think of something. I thought this was was this in Caddyshack? There's like a Rodney Dangerfield's like, look at the band. They're eating like they're going to the electric chair. And I'm like, so I think the joke is what he doesn't get is, we're eating fast because we won't know when.
Chance.
Right. As opposed to like, we haven't had a meal in 3 days. It's not necessarily. It's
one of my favorite movies.
Yeah, right.
Oh, my God.
Oh, it's the best.
That and I want to go with...
oh, boy.
Trading Places.
I'm
a comedy guy.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to be too serious. I like to be entertained.
Yeah.
Thinking deep and going to bed on a movie that ended badly, I'm not good.
No.
I want to be happy when I'm done.
Yeah.
Everything happy ending.
Yeah, happy. Whoops. All right.
Hold on.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. I think Caddyshack, to me, that's pretty much the funniest. It works at every level because you have poopy, but then you also have, some kind of highbrow humor sometimes.
There's a lot of highbrow.
Yeah.
Great.
But it covers, like, the older I get, like when I was young, I understood the poop. I got that part.
Yeah, but as you got older.
All right. Real quick, I gotta start talking about serious stuff, but I don't know. All right, I'll try to make this quick. It's a long way around. I don't know. Were you ever a Nine Inch Nails fan, or you were aware of Trent Reznor? You know who Trent Reznor is?
He's a talented guy.
You know who he is.
I do.
That's all you need.
It's not my. He's not in my
it doesn't
list
matter.
of like favorite stuff, but you can recognize talent when you see it. That the guy is super talented.
But you're aware of who he is.
Yes.
Okay. So when I was a fan and I would read interviews, and Trent Reznor would talk about he lived in the middle of nowhere, Pennsylvania, and there was nothing, just cornfields forever. Like, why are you so weird? And he's like, well, I had to be weird because there was nothing weird ever, and I just,
just
and that's
field.
Yeah. So my grandparents had. I figured it out later. I was like, where is he from? My grandparents had a cottage north of Pittsburgh, out in the sticks. That was his hometown, and I'm like, oh yeah. Once I figured it out, I was like, yeah, this is where he was from. So my point is it's Nowheresville, like zero, Nowheresville.
Sure.
And it was probably
Look what happened to him.
Right. 1980. I'm there with my grandparents. driving them crazy, and they're just like, let's just go into town and take them to the movies. Let's go to the movies. You want to go to the movies? Yeah, okay, all right, go to the movies. I don't know. In 1980, I would have been 13 or something. So we go into town, and there's a movie.
Town?
Yep. Yeah, and there's the movie theater, and Caddyshack is playing.
It's the only movie.
Never heard of. And my grandmother's like trying to figure it out. She's like, it's R-rated, and she says to me, "Do not embarrass me in this movie. Don't."
Sure.
Just don't laugh too.
Behave yourself.
Just behave yourself.
Yeah.
Okay. We walk into this movie theater. Me and my grandmother are the only people there. That's it. It's a private screening. The movie starts. She looks around, realizes there's no one here, and she just goes, "Knock yourself out." I don't
just
even
go
care.
Crazy.
Yeah. So when
there's a lot to go crazy.
When Ted and I got hit in the nuts, that was the funniest thing I ever saw. I laughed and I laughed and I laughed and I laughed. But that's my first Caddyshack memory. Was I had a private screening because the town was so small. There was nobody there. Zero. We were the only ones.
Well, the world needs ditch diggers too, Dave.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yep. Yeah, totally.
One of my favorite movies.
Yeah, I could quote that. I could quote the entire movie, top to bottom.
Sure. Pool. We got a pool. We got a pond. Pond would be good for you.
Yeah, pond would be good for you. Yeah.
He's cleaning the garage with it.
Yeah.
With the blower, which is something I now do. Go figure out. If there's leaves in there, you got to blast them out of there, man.
Yeah, I know. I never worked a leaf blower until the last few years. We finally bought a house, and I suddenly realized what the phrase means, just to blow something off.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I get
it.
You're just deferring it, like you're dispersing it.
You're
the problem still exists.
From one place to a different
but
place.
you're not obliterating it.
No,
you're not making
moving it.
You're just blowing it off. Like you're saying leaves still exist, but they're not where I want them to be. I've blown them off. Because like when you blow somebody off, it's like you don't make them be unalive. You're just blowing them off. You'll deal with them later.
It's like a pause button. You move them to
all those leaves are going to come back. You're going to have to deal with them.
And it's not many minutes later. It's many seconds later.
Right.
That they're in your face, in your garage.
Yeah.
And if you're like me, I can't leave the garage door open, and then
let the bears wander in.
We went on vacation recently. We came home, and there was a pile of leaves. I shit you not, 2 feet tall in front of the garage door, which tells everybody that you weren't home.
Oh,
for
right,
2 weeks.
right. Yeah, right. I got you. Yeah. No, I guess these are the things you learn.
Yeah.
It's funny.
That's
Blow it off, and then just blow it off.
It took me 20 minutes to blow it off, and then, as I was returning into the garage, so were the leaves.
Yeah.
And that's how it goes.
The wind.
wind.
That's the way.
It's a serious obsession. The wind just keeps going.
The wind keeps
going.
Yep. Can't stop. Is that like a Bob Seger album? Can't stop the wind. Can't stop the wind.
Oh, can't stop the wind.
Can't stop the wind. I wonder if we might have just named an album. There's got to be an album called Can't Stop the Wind. Barry Manilow, Can't Stop the Wind. Or whatever.
We get in New England off of Can't Stop the Wind.
Can't Stop the Wind here on, whatever.
W.
There used to be, remember, we had a bunch of...
nice.
There was a few radio stations. We had the soft rock radio station for a while.
100.5?
Yeah, something like that.
So I think it might still be that. I don't know.
Who knows?
I'm a pop guy. I listen to those stations before I listen to alternative rock.
Oh, really? Yeah.
I'm mostly talk radio most of the time.
Yeah.
But I am a pop guy. I've been a pop guy my whole life.
Cool.
I mean, my first big concert was Chicago, for crying out loud.
Yeah.
Which was awesome.
Right.
Except they were all in white suits.
Really?
And there was tracks playing and some other stuff.
Oh.
Yeah, it was interesting.
The not the best years of Chicago.
No, like now they're great. I mean, they've been around forever.
Oh dear! Look what happened. Wow.
Hi, fellas.
Well, what?
Now
Wow.
That's some outfit.
Oh.
I should have worn
Why?
that.
Why is Michael Cleary here? And who told him that you were going to be here?
A little bunny
Wow.
rabbit. A little bunny rabbit.
Wow.
Hopped
What?
down the bunny trail.
What a drag.
Little bunny rabbit hopped down the trail and told
buddy.
me.
Wow, this is terrible. This is terrible.
Awful.
We have
Well,
to-
I don't know if you.
we have to start the other
okay?
camera.
Yes.
This is a setup, by the way. Are you?
A little bit.
Are you chagrined?
Oh no,
Oh, okay.
I
How's it going so
believe
far?
that you would do this.
Oh, really? Yeah, because I just said,
that's how
when you
you are.
agreed, I just said, hey, man, JC's coming. If you want to, pop in.
Come in, bust his stones.
Yeah.
Fine.
And here he is.
It's great.
Yeah, took time off from pimping or whatever you call this, whatever this is.
Yeah, where's your
It's
is your
just
pimp hand strong?
It's my usual Tuesday night look,
Yeah, this is Tuesday.
I can't wait till
Tuesday
Thursday.
Don't talk
naked.
Don't talk
I
about
got some
Thursday.
turkey.
Thursday is that, but it's got blood on it somehow
yeah.
for some reason.
Oh my
Savage.
God.
Some
You look
animals.
like you're ready for a disco hell gig.
Yeah. Oh,
A
God.
little bit, yeah. How's it going, man?
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
How about you?
How's the interview? Is it going good?
Yeah.
So far, so
We were
good.
just getting up to the U years, so you could just jump in
Sweet.
right here.
Yeah, go. I have some questions too.
Those
So
are-
go ahead.
Have
Keep the
at
interview
it.
This is
going.
Michael Cleary. by
Have
the
at
way.
it. I'm an open magazine.
Dave, it's
Yeah.
so hot in here. What the hell's going on?
Oh
Jesus.
God!
So take off all your clothes.
Don't take off clothes. Don't do that.
It's here.
Stunning.
Hot in here.
Hot in here.
Here.
So
Can you turn
continue.
the air conditioning on and make him put that stupid jacket back on, please? No, I'm just kidding.
Did you just turn the camera on now? Did that just happen?
Yeah, it just happened.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah. No, you're good.
Clicking thing. Is it?
Oh.
Oh, that's the temperature. I was only kidding.
No, you just fast forwarded time itself. You're just
You didn't
like-
know that was a fast forward
Listen,
of life?
I might not be able to stay long. I have a gig around the corner at the Polish Club, and
Do you really?
doing a little accordion bit with kick a snare drum and a
Are you really?
thing.
Are you
Yeah, I
kidding?
think you guys come over.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll be there.
Do some drumming.
Bring my
Rip
kit.
the roof off the
Bring
Hunan
my
house.
kit.
Yeah.
Wow, the Houdan.
Oh Jesus Christ.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh.
That was
Guitar
me.
down.
Yeah,
Oops.
there's your phone there on the floor there.
That was my foot.
That's two phones on the floor. What are you doing? One's the
All right.
the pimp
You're
phone.
about to talk
I got
For his
the
pimp
real
hand.
life phone and the pimp phone.
You're about to talk about me. Go ahead.
Yeah. So then, when does this happen?
Oh.
You know what I mean? We might as well tie
we
it
play
in.
with old socks and new sneakers until we meet Michael Cleary.
Yeah.
And I don't know what age we were.
20s.
20?
Okay.
Maybe?
Okay.
Legal. You're legal.
Yeah, legal.
You're getting there.
Yeah, we're legal.
Yeah, he only plays with legal.
I don't
He
know
waits
about
till
that.
they're legal. You know.
Hey,
But
hey.
yeah, those,
Yeah, come
those-
back in a few years, kid.
That was the start. Ed and I got the call to do the studio portion of stuff.
Well, I
Oh.
would at the sub gig. They'd call me to sub with them once in a while.
That was once in a while,
and
right?
then then I started playing with these guys. I'm like, oh my god,
Yeah, we had
Oh,
some
yeah.
fun.
I got to have these kids.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
And then we got the studio stuff.
Then
Like
I had them
Mike was
record the
writing-
first album. Yeah,
writing
yeah,
stuff.
Yeah.
And we're like, hey, we'll play on that. Whatever. Sounds great.
But the blend, the thing that turned me on was their harmonic blend of the harmonies, because
course.
siblings harmonizing
right.
is a special thing. The DNA just meshes just right.
Yeah, Osmonds comes to mind.
Exactly.
That's the
Osmonds.
first thing I should.
Oh, sure, exactly. Yeah, Jackson 5. You know, all that stuff. Any family.
I was going with Brittany and her sister, but
Yeah.
whatever.
Right.
Partridge Family.
Yeah.
They weren't
That's a
really
real
family.
family. Shirley.
Were the
Jones.
monkeys related? I don't know.
No.
But anyways, but I started writing like heavily songs that had a lot of harmony in them, and they were just buying in. They're helping arrange it, and they're just like, yeah,
can
let's
handle
do
it.
this. And they brought their own influences to it that were like different from mine. It was just like,
So that's what we did in the other band.
Yeah.
We had
So
nothing
you were ready to go.
We didn't even know the songs that
Yeah,
we were
yeah.
doing.
Yeah,
we had
yeah.
never heard them, right? Like, and then so we learned how to harmonize with anything.
Yeah.
And so that just led to you
That's
know,
awesome.
a good brew of stuff. You know,
Yeah.
a good mix.
Yeah, why not?
yeah,
Why
good
not?
run.
Oh, we had a great run.
17, 18 years.
A lot
maybe?
of fun.
Yeah.
Wow.
A lot of fun.
Yeah.
And everything goes through its paces and
Sure.
And our fondest memories are stories about Ed Corvo. So
oh my god.
Right, we already covered
so
that.
many,
Good,
so
good.
many of those.
Yeah.
And Johnny.
if you need more, yeah.
Did you know that he fell out of a moving car as an infant? Did you? That's what I learned today.
There's a few things
That just
happened
makes
to
total
that.
sense.
Yeah,
That
that's
makes
what I'm
total
saying.
sense.
That's what I'm saying.
The dryer. He went in the dryer. I put him in the dryer. And
Yeah.
He went.
Yeah.
Went around.
He
My
bumped
mother-
his head falling down the ugly tree.
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah. My mother came down the basement and said, "What is that noise?"
Really?
And yeah.
Are you
And
serious?
She opened the dryer and Ed fell out, and and she's like, "You idiots!"
Whoa.
Blah, blah, blah. She yelled at us for a good solid 15 minutes, and then she
Excellent.
went upstairs, and Ed's like, "I want to go again."
That ma-
Put him right back in the dryer. So
Wow.
yeah,
Sure. Take a spin.
that makes sense
I
actually.
think that's where that came from.
The only
I gotta
reason
take a
that they
spin.
noticed that he fell out of the car is that it was quiet for
Here,
a
there was
minute.
no talk.
Yeah, they're just like
Because he is loud.
Yeah.
something's wrong.
He's mellowed out a little bit, though.
Yes,
Like
a lot of it.
Last time I went out with him, we were checking out bands and stuff. I tried to get him out of the house. 'cause,
Yeah, you
know,
didn't get
teenagers
thrown
and
out
stuff.
for half an hour.
No, but if the band's not if they're struggling with something, you know, he doesn't have any compassion for them. So like, I'm going to remain
like,
nameless.
this guy.
No, but it was just a band playing an overplayed blues song that everyone hates playing.
Sure.
And someone couldn't find the chord. He goes, "It's a blues!" From the back of the room. He goes, "It's 3 fucking chords!"
I could totally hear that.
Exactly the opposite of that. I'd be like,
I could totally hear that.
I could not say a word.
He just cruises, yeah.
I would just chill.
Yeah.
Vibes it.
And let them just
he
do their thing. It's fine.
And
it's
he can't.
Maybe that's what they're capable of. I don't know. I mean, maybe that's.
Well, you're the nice brother.
Yeah, good try.
I try.
So close.
Well, he's the good brother.
But then on the way home, like, oh my god.
Yeah, I can't believe
rough.
this
I'm a bass player. Oh my god.
Yeah,
sure.
It's a blues.
I'm not like that.
I could totally hear.
No, you can hear Ed saying that. It's a blues. What the?
That's so funny. Yeah. What is it with you,
Gig's
man?
calling. It's canceled.
Yeah, I imagine.
Polish Home's like, we're out.
Yeah.
They saw the jacket and they said, nope, we're good.
What you got in the box, son? What you got?
We got some chicken tenders from Farrell's for you.
Oh god.
Oh boy.
There you go.
I don't.
Oh,
I'm just curious. I'm just curious.
Saucy ones.
Saucy.
Like your story earlier.
Yeah. Oh. I
In
had.
fact, I need to eat something.
Oh, go ahead.
Chow down.
I'll mute your.
Chow down
I'm going off
podcast.
camera for this.
I'll mute your mic while you're masticating, which means to use your jaw to eat.
No one masticates like him.
Wow, how considerate! Look at that. Yeah. Wow. See, Michael Cleary is nothing if not considerate. Are those any good? From Farrell's?
Oh, Farrell's is great.
I've never.
Everything at Farrell's. I haven't been there in a while, but they're great.
Always good.
Okay. All right. Good to know. Good to know. So what was the breaking point with you guys? Did it just happen?
I don't.
Or there was none?
I didn't
It
get
was
any
just
chicken, so whatever.
Right.
No,
right,
I don't know
that's
if
it.
there was a breaking
Dude, it's right
point.
here.
I don't think there was.
I'm being half funny. I don't.
It was a gradual thing where, you know, people started playing in other bands and stuff, and then
Yeah.
you're just like, hey, man, good run. I want to do some other stuff.
Sure.
It was, you know, we're still best friends.
Yeah.
Forever.
No, I don't think there was any love lost for sure. In fact, Mike would go, "Hey, I'm thinking of a guy to play in this band.
Yeah.
I need your opinion on that."
Oh,
guy.
that's cool. Yeah.
And that happened with bass players.
Yeah.
That happened with
Yeah.
a drummer, Edmund. Edmund was a really good.
Did we go out to see Vinny one time or no?
No. You brought Vinny to rehearsal, I think, one time or something.
But
like
you were
that.
still that was still during your time.
He was absolutely in. Yeah, when Tony phased out and Vinny came in, Scooter came in before.
That's right.
that.
Yep.
And he
Had a
was,
little run with Scoot.
Scoot was great.
Yep.
A whole
They're
different.
all great, man.
So
They're
what
all
happens is the I don't know how you say it, but the feel of things changes.
Yeah.
And it's not boring.
Right.
Because things
You
get
just adjust.
Stale.
Even though we were sort of a jammy band, there would be times where we could go into, some extended version of whatever. And, and cool. People loved it, and it was great. But at some point, that Scooter came in, and he changed.
I don't know.
New person spices up.
Who's
Yeah,
that?
just change.
Scott.
Scott, yeah.
What's he playing?
Scooter.
He's a piano player.
Oh,
Scotty
okay.
Scooter.
Okay.
Scooter.
Okay. Yeah. And that's
I
just,
should see the credit on the
okay.
album of the song.
It's all right.
I can't.
and it just takes it to a different place.
Yeah, every time you get something new, it changes the energy a little
Right.
bit, and then you just, it's like,
And
okay,
Vinny-
something new. Let's
Vinny
make it
did
work.
The same thing.
Same thing, yeah.
It got a little more bluesy, or in some instances,
Yeah,
a
it
little-
evolves.
whatever.
It evolves.
It
Yeah.
does.
Yeah.
It doesn't devolve ever. It always evolves.
As long
Trying to
as-
grow. You're trying to grow.
As long as it doesn't devolve. You don't want to don't be devolving.
No, devolving is bad. It's a bad. That's like I don't know any band. Who do we see on TV that just devolve? Oh, Jane's Addiction.
Devo.
That
Oh
just-
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's just
that shit,
boom.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
that is.
Yeah.
the
You don't want
epitome of
punching
it.
on stage. Yeah, punching
No
on stage
punching.
is bad.
No calling people names
I
on
don't even know.
stage.
I don't
Nothing.
even-
None of that.
I don't even know what to say about that.
Have you talked about like local guys that you like that you've played with or anything like that? Because I have questions about that. You have
Kinda. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
Okay.
What?
Like who? Like as drummers,
Yeah.
you have to connect with a bass player. So who are some? I know what you're going to say.
Yeah, we
I
already
can-
did
Oh, you
that.
did that?
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
great. How about singers? Do you have like favorite singers that you like playing with?
Around here?
Yeah, local
Well,
guys.
Joe Greco immediately.
yeah.
comes to
Absolutely,
mind.
yeah.
Sure.
Man, I would have to think about that.
If not, okay. How about guitar players?
Tony Lee,
Oh yeah, I remember him. Yeah.
Sure.
Michael Cleary, when he doesn't
Hey.
wear gold coats.
Come on now.
Well, we
Sounds
talked about
better.
Bert.
Oh hell yeah! There
Bert
you
was
go.
great.
I mean, for me, at least, the person that I did the most meaningful playing with was Jim Chapdelaine. That's my guy.
Don't get better than that now, do you?
No.
Or Jim Matus for that matter.
Right.
Both of those guys, yeah.
Insane. Tim McDonald.
Give me a Chaplin impersonation. Give me a Rifleman.
I don't know.
That's a tough one.
We used to imitate him because
really?
Yeah, because
give me the song that we used to do.
Rifleman.
I'm the Rifleman. Just
yeah.
stupid.
Because singers can mimic voices. We can hear the melody of their voice and how it works.
But in my brain, I do the souped up version of that.
Yeah, we amplify it. Yeah, multiply it by 10.
Just it's the guy who does Trump. It's the same thing.
Yeah,
it's the same exact whatever.
Everybody, everybody. I mean, now you got me thinking.
Dennis Fancher, you know him?
Oh yeah,
Dennis is great.
Another cat.
Well, like I said, Tim McDonald is
for
me.
Yeah,
guitar and vocal combination,
the best. Yeah, I kind of think
almost hands down. Great, fantastic.
I agree.
And he knows everything.
Yeah, Tim is the greatest singer.
Versatile. That's what you're looking for.
I mean, Billy McGoffin always.
Oh, there you go.
Tone,
yeah, of course.
tone,
Billy.
everything perfect.
Tone for days. Yeah,
tone for days. Yep, for sure.
And funny.
Yep.
And dry.
Yep, no doubt.
You probably talked about your favorite, like, famous people that you like, influences and stuff like that.
Well, I was going to ask you.
Yeah, there you go.
Drummers.
So I have a short list. Real short. Here. It's so short.
I'm ready.
I made it.
Yeah, good.
Ready?
Yeah.
It is.
Oh, boy.
So Jeff Porcaro.
Sure. Absolutely.
Just
100%.
because I'm a feel guy.
Right. Yeah.
And so
doesn't get any
Steve
better.
Gadd, another feel guy.
Mm-hmm.
But the one on my list is not a super feel guy, but I'm jealous because he can do what I can't do.
Okay.
Which is technically be perfect.
Yeah.
And that would be Dave Weckl.
Oh, yeah.
But he also has great feel, too.
Sure.
But I don't think of him as the guy that just has, you're going to get on the gig and he's going to go, I just need the feel of the song.
Yeah.
He's just going to play whatever that is.
Yep.
And it'll be great.
Yep.
But it won't necessarily be the feeliest thing, whatever that is.
No, but yes, I agree. So
But it'll be the technicalist.
It will be technically the best thing you could play.
So
and it's super clean.
For
which
people
is
who
how
don't
play.
know, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but at the time when we were in that zone, it was Vinnie Colaiuta, Dennis Chambers, and Dave Weckl.
Yeah, those are the
I was always a Weckl guy.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, so
I mean, Master
whatever
Plan,
that means, I don't know.
If you ask me on an island, if I had to bring a few,
which I'm gonna.
Master Plan is on it.
Right?
That's a great
it's a great
album.
Yeah,
I mean, the synthy stuff, whatever, that's fine. But his playing and the way he sets up things, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
I don't think that way. So
that must be why I like
jealous.
your playing. I didn't realize that was the thing that we have in common-ish.
Sure.
You know? Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, that makes sense to me.
What's your island album? I mean, I have a couple.
Albums?
I mean, if I had to pick a few.
It depends. It really depends on what
mood.
So many.
I have way too many.
All right, so the scenario is you're on an island with a volleyball, and you now need to have one with you. And it's a good volleyball. It's a nice volleyball.
Give him more than that. Give him like a Mount Rushmore.
Oh, well, there you go. Give me the Mount Rushmore.
I can't. It's impossible. I mean, I always White Album by Beatles is the first thing I think of.
And you can do British and American too. Divide them up.
I mean, I just can't. It's not
There's
possible.
so many.
I have way too many.
I'm a pop guy, so I'm going with Bryan Adams.
Nothing wrong with that.
Hell yeah.
Restless. How many hits are on that
Lord.
thing?
Okay, so shout
8
out.
8 out of 10. I mean,
if anybody can help me with this, I have people trying to help me with this, but I'm about one click away from Mickey Curry sitting here, and that's gonna happen.
Wow.
It's got to happen because I know enough people that know him, and I'm like, will you tell him about my show, please?
No guy knows a guy.
So
isn't he from kind of
Bryan
this
Adams?
area?
Yes,
though?
he is. Yeah,
Fairfield or something like that.
Yeah, Guilford.
He's
think
a real deal.
Make it
he's
so.
a way real deal.
Yeah, I mean, some of even the drum tracks on those songs are
forget about it.
fantastic.
Yeah, no,
they're unbelievable.
No, he's one of the best ever.
Well, for my Bryan Adams song though, it does involve Tina Turner.
Oh,
and
yeah.
It's Only Love.
Yeah.
Is for me.
Yeah,
They're cream of the crop for
Yep.
him.
See, he has completely different tastes from me. And back in the day, like we had completely different.
Totally.
Yeah, but that's
tastes.
good though.
No, that's why we each
right.
brought something,
that's
and
what's
he
good.
taught me about music I didn't care about, and I was just like, oh, this is good shit. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
Yeah, I like
put that
I'm
into
the
songs
pop guy.
and stuff.
That's the way it
he's
should be.
he's all deep in I don't know what the
whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know
I'm diverse.
what's that band with the guitars and there's a lot of
XTC.
Oh, that's good. That's fine. That's a good band.
Yeah.
No, it was.
So I mean, Skylarking could be on my list.
Oh, there you go.
That
Yeah,
could be on
anything
my list
XTC.
easily.
Yeah. Or the Bears. I love anything Adrian Bellew.
Yeah.
He's touring now. He's doing the Beat album with the drummer from Tool, of
That's
all
right.
people, and
That's
Steve
right.
Vai and Tony Levin. What a
That's right.
lineup that is.
Oh my God.
Imagine that.
Ooh.
Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah. Well, your guy, Tutor, Tatter, Tigger.
Twitter.
Guitar player, songwriter, Wilco.
I can't wait to.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Jeff
I would have
Tweedy.
never listened. Tweety, there it is.
Yeah.
I would have never listened to Wilco.
Oh.
It's not necessarily
he's like,
Tweety, but it's more as guitar player.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Jay,
But whatever
Jay
that,
Wiggins.
that's the
into
only
them.
thing I could get out of it.
Yeah.
And I was like,
But they did like the
different.
culmination of what I wanted to do, where they're just like, oh, they started out country,
Yep.
and they got Radiohead,
Yeah.
and they got Weird,
Yes.
and they got rock, and then they put it back together, and
Yeah.
it's like, oh, God, just do whatever you want, whatever you're feeling.
Yeah.
well, it's like who did Stacy's mom? What's the name of that band?
Fountains of Wayne.
Fountains of Wayne.
Yeah.
Now there's a good band.
Yeah.
That's a great band, and that's
Yeah.
their cheesiest song ever.
Yeah.
And it's the biggest hit.
a
Go
good
That's
figure.
what he brings to the table. I'll tell you, shit
That's
I would
fine.
never hear of.
Fountains of Wayne.
Nothing
I
wrong
don't
with
know.
that.
I'm not embarrassed in my choices.
Why
Hell
would
no.
you? Why would
Dude,
you
I
be?
didn't know anything about Journey until he came in. Billy Joel, I didn't know
my
anything.
God,
Oh,
Billy
but
Joel.
we had a contract where just like he's like, we're not going to do any Dylan or any Stones. I said, okay, no Billy Joel and no Journey.
Right.
Oh boy.
Jerk.
Even. Now we're
Even Steven.
we're at zero.
But whatever. But we all brought those things to the table
Yes.
anyways.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
just,
Right.
hey,
Yeah.
It was cool. It was funny.
That is funny because there's certain things that musicians don't. I'm not a Dylan fan. He's a great songwriter.
Yeah.
If I ever had to listen to a note the guy sang,
Right.
Here's
Sure.
the story.
Sure.
We're watching Letterman.
Yeah.
I'm in my room alone watching Letterman, and my mother is downstairs watching Letterman. And Bob Dylan's on. He's whatever it was. I don't know what the song was. I was not into it, but it's on Letterman, so I'm watching it.
Sure.
She runs up the stairs. She goes, I can't believe this guy's on television. I was like, it's Bob Dylan.
Yeah,
But
wow.
she goes, he's awful. And she stormed out. I was like,
Could be.
I was like, that's how it goes.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's it. One man's music is another man's noise, for sure.
That's what I'm saying. My mom saw the Beatles and walked out.
Wow.
I was like, I can't.
Too much, you can't even hear it.
Yeah, she's like,
probably.
I couldn't even hear it.
Right.
And then I've told this story before. My dad tells a story of like he was at a bar when the Beatles were on Ed Sullivan, and his friend said to him, "You're watching history." And my dad was like,
Yeah.
whatever.
That's great.
Yeah, you don't
You know,
know.
just
whatever.
didn't.
You don't
didn't-
know.
They liked the Beatles later, but they didn't like the.
I mean, we've
Well,
all
like
seen
me, I wasn't a Beatles fan growing up.
Right,
And then
right.
all of a sudden, some point, I was like, oh, yeah, no, they got something.
Yeah.
Oh, pretty much
We've
they
all
changed
seen-
music. I got it.
We've all seen bands that we like that they weren't playing great at one time or another.
Right.
So we've all been to a show where we're just like, it sounds bad, or they're just not on it.
I'm
or
sure
whatever.
we have played those gigs.
Sure, but not as
ourselves.
often. No, we're polished. That's all.
Hey.
We were awesome all the time.
Yeah.
It's like breathing.
Yeah.
I remember certain gigs that were spectacular.
Well, favorite
Like
gigs. That's a good question. Yeah.
Musical.
You got a favorite gig or something?
And I can't remember where it was. This
Yeah.
is the problem. I think
It was that
up in
fruit
Yukon
stand
somewhere.
on the way to.
Yeah, the fruit stand where.
Oh yeah, that place near Yukon. That was great gigs.
Yes.
We did when we did the live album at Sally's. That was a great gig.
That was a great
on,
gig.
and we commemorated it
Great.
with a live album. So that was great.
There was a ton of those. I mean, the first gig was a great gig for me.
Yeah.
Because it was something new.
The
so.
actual first gig at the Moodus, or the actual one at La Boca?
At La Boca.
Yeah. The Moodus was a
Moodus,
warm up.
eh.
Yeah, that was just a warm up. We had a practice gig the night before our first gig.
I just remember sometime in Moodus, a guy said, "Hey, you guys want some help with your speaker?" And he just took the speaker off, and it just landed on him. And we're like, "Oh, that's the reason you don't have people help you." Right
Oh yeah, I know.
Right.
I mean, he just, blew out.
Yeah.
You know.
I was just talking to Ed about this story. It doesn't matter now, but you know how they had to move the pool tables and then take the pool
Yes.
lights off.
Right.
Sure.
And then
Put
when we
them
were
on.
unloading, Ed just took one of the pool lights and just put it in the van.
Oh really?
That
Oh,
happens.
I'm like, you asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's my name that's on the fucking marquee.
Yeah.
They're gonna
True.
come after me, but nothing ever happens.
Michael, we're living this under
Yeah,
light.
Yeah.
bring back our light.
Yeah.
And
We'd take
And
chairs and
sorry about
glasses
that
and
guy
stuff.
moving your gear for
Right.
you onto
Yeah.
the floor.
Yeah. I remember we were playing someplace in Torrington years ago in the 80s with some band, and we're big.
Came in?
Midnight Sun?
We came in.
Came in,
Yeah, it was Water Street Station in
Yes,
Torrington,
we opened for you one time there.
Did you
That was a
really?
big
Yes,
we did.
Rock Club, right?
Yeah,
Didn't
yeah,
it turn into something like Red Door or something like that? But
no, that's in
that's
Watertown,
another place.
But
Yeah, yeah.
anyway, but we were big shots. We were rock
Oh,
stars.
yeah.
And
The trombone player.
Yep, and we walk across the dance floor on the way to the stage, and I kicked. I thought I was so cool because I used to play barefoot. This is my thing.
Same.
And I
Same.
had
hippy dippy.
I had my shoes on. I got halfway across the dance floor, and I kicked my shoe off towards the stage, and it sailed right past the drum kit and took out a window. Right behind it. That was that.
Well, Gig paid $200.
Oops.
Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah.
But yeah, do you remember we opened for them?
Oh,
When I
yeah.
toured
I don't remember that at
K-Man
all.
Band. What was the guy's name?
Tony Richards.
Tony Richards.
I don't
yeah.
remember
That was a
that.
long time.
That was
I
early
have a hard time
early.
remembering it
That was a Jack
myself.
Frechette gig.
I wouldn't remember that.
Oh, Jack for shit.
I wouldn't remember that.
Yeah, I don't remember any of you. I just
That's
remember
crazy. Yeah.
it being a pain the week of. I'm like trying to call him, Tony. Hey, I'm trying to get some information for the gig, and he would just never
Michael-
call back.
Where was it?
At the Water Street. It was
Oh,
in Torrington.
wow.
Yeah.
Sorry.
He was just like, "Who are you, and why are you calling me?" And I'm just like, "Okay, whatever." We're
From
just
what I
opening.
remember,
And
that
you
was-
didn't do the gig, or you did?
We did, yeah.
Oh,
We ended
wow.
up doing it.
I'm
I just
sorry,
want to
I
get
don't
some
remember.
setup times and load in and all that stuff. And he was like, "That's not
You
me."
mean details? Well,
Yeah.
Good
Yeah,
at
what are you
those.
talking about? Yeah.
I just remember that being the rock and roll room.
Yeah,
it
it
was
was.
like it had a stage.
Yep.
There
Yeah.
was sound.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
at
was
the
like a
time.
big deal.
It was
Like,
early,
go play
early,
there.
big
Just
gig
like
for
the
us.
place in
Yeah.
Danbury there,
Tuxedo
Junction.
Yeah.
We opened
Which
for Foghat.
and some gear went missing that night, and we don't know exactly how it went missing.
Oh,
Of
boy.
ours?
Ours, Rowdy's.
Oh shit!
Rowdy
Really?
was doing sound. He brought some outboard gear, like a rack.
Those damn fog hatters.
Fog hatters.
I knew I
Fog
couldn't
hat-
trust them.
Fog hat.
Couldn't trust them.
Yeah,
Stole our gear,
don't
man.
trust Fog Hat. Don't.
And they had
whatever.
like
the name
different
of the show.
incarnations. They're one of those bands where you have a fog hat East Coast, fog hat West Coast
Yes.
type of thing. So you never know who was in there.
I knew somebody. So at one point, all that was left of Fog Hat was Roger Earl, the drummer.
Yep.
There was a version; it was just the drummer, and we knew somebody. I knew someone from around the campfire who was the bass player, and he quit. And he told Roger, he goes, "Roger, being in this band is like being in the Beatles with just Ringo. I quit."
Kind of. It was very Spinal Tappy because
Uh-huh.
when they're doing their when they're doing their sound check, all the guitars are just Marshalls on 10, just like,
Yeah, yeah.
they're all playing something different.
Same
Getting their tone like, what?
I remember
Yeah.
that gig to be awful.
It was pretty bad.
Awful.
Oh,
And you're, and you're the first on, so you're.
Yeah, we got like
get
30
your
minutes.
Shit
Yeah,
out of here.
get on,
yeah.
get off.
You're like, why are these guys the headliners?
I remember Ed was late to get on stage. He's like, I'm coming on last. Whatever in his head. And we're up there.
Rock and
we're ready-
roll.
We're
Yeah,
ready to
yeah.
go. You're about to count off. I'm like,
Where the hell are you?
Yeah. Oh, really?
doesn't start without me.
I was doing my last line of blow.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Mr. Big Shot.
He was just being a big shot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Love you. I'd mean it.
Yeah. I used to do that. We had a routine when I played with Sweet in the Wine, or when we would play, any bigger places. That would be they knew it. They were in on it. My routine would be, the song would start, and I would wait until the last possible second to run from the furthest point and end up in the drum seat
Yeah,
right at
that's
the last time.
hilarious.
That's
And
your bit.
when we played Toads one time, and I did that and ran from the wing, and I tripped
Yes, of course.
and took out the whole drum. Like
That's
I
awesome.
just came
That's
running
way
out.
better.
Great. Great.
That's way better. That's a story.
But that was your
Yeah.
brand.
Yeah.
Did you? I have a
We all had
question.
a shtick.
Yeah.
When you were in A to the Bar,
Yeah.
did you ever play standing up?
I don't think so.
There was a guy in that band that played standing up.
Really? Yeah.
Like straight
And I
cat style.
can't remember. He would just have a loose hat, and I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
he would just
I don't.
jump on the
I'll have
kick
to
pedal,
ask. We'll have
but
to
play
ask.
standing up. And I was like, how's he do that? It's
Yeah.
got to be uncomfortable.
Yeah. I don't know.
You're on
Three-piece
one
kit?
foot most of the time, right? I mean, just
Yeah,
leaning
I
on your
guess
left
so.
foot, and
I just saw Stray Cats over the summer, and that's what
Speaking
he
of
does.
which, yeah.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was like at one point the tech brought out a hi-hat. It was like, ooh, they're doing a
Special.
deep cut. They're doing the song with the hi-hat. And he didn't use it. It was like just half open.
For
It's like
sure.
one song. Just played the hi-hat for one tune, and then they brought a tom out. There was like, they're gonna do that weird song.
I mean, it's kick.
And they brought the floor tom out, and he played it for one song, and then
That's awesome.
Right.
because
They
his
had
whole thing
strike
is
it.
bass drum, snare, cymbal.
Yes.
That's
That's
it.
Yeah.
Did he
It's
play
great.
this way or did he play your way?
He plays like full lefty,
Full lefty.
but I
Left
think he
foot.
kind of ends up playing. Yes, left
Okay,
foot.
so that's
So I don't know if he does. He probably does like I do, but he is left-footed. Like he's for real.
Your brain works entirely different than mine.
Yeah.
I try to do it. I go, I'm gonna play like Peckman, and I'm gonna play. Wow. And these two don't work together. It's like I started yesterday.
Well, it's the same on any like guitar is be impossible for me to play.
I suppose it would be, but
Right.
this is a motor skill. This isn't that hard.
Well, sure, and you already have the connections in your brain that like I can do 4 of
And so what happens is all feel, as I've spoken about feel,
it
goes away.
It goes out the window.
Because it's just like I need to hit this.
Yeah,
and
now
then
you're
I need
lucky
to hit
you're
this.
getting it. Yeah, that's
Caudles
the way
is another lefty. Caudles is a lefty.
But he's a true lefty. He plays left kick, left lead hand.
Yeah.
But
I don't do that.
Another good drummer.
Yeah.
Dude, another fun thing like that was we opened for Peter Wolf at the Sting a couple times, the beginning of his tour and the end of his tour. And the first time he comes
Vast
out,
difference between those.
those two gigs were night and day. Yeah, the end of the tour, they came back from Japan. They're just like,
I gotta get this over with.
But the first night, they were all pumped that we did the first night of their tour.
And
we got called in the afternoon. You got to get down to the Sting. Open for Peter Wolf. Like, okay, we got there on like 1 o'clock and had to wait 5 hours for them to set up and sound check.
Sure.
But the cool thing was, after they sound check, a guy comes out with this little box and he opens it up, and inside is Peter Wolf's slippers, and he pulls them
Oh,
out,
nice.
and he puts them on, and he puts them on and does a little shuffle on the stage.
Yeah.
He goes, all right,
Good.
they
Right,
put
we're
them
good.
back in the box.
No sand needed.
But then he said, hey, you guys need any help? And he's like, you want us to help? I'm like, no, man, we're good. But he actually offered to move gear and shit. So I was
the
like,
box. The
the
box.
box of slippers.
I don't remember if a light came.
Yeah, yeah.
Emitted
Like
from
the gold
it or-
bar lit up and everything. Yeah.
That's
He was one of the best performers I've ever seen.
I bet, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
Jay Garle's band
He was fantastic, and he led the band like a champ.
I bet.
Yep.
Yeah, I can imagine.
That was a good band live.
I bet. Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Probably one of the best I could probably ever saw live.
All right, well, hold on. We're going to run over. I don't want to run out.
Oh, shit.
No, but that's okay. So, real quick, for you.
Shoot.
You zip.
You're out of here. No.
No,
Take
no,
your chicken.
No.
Get the. No.
Yeah, take your chicken bones. No. Desert Island albums. Just a few, if you can.
Yeah, well, that's my list. I only got 3.
Oh, okay.
Master Plan.
Oh, okay.
And Reckless. 2. There's just those 2. Really.
Okay,
I
fine.
mean, I
Great.
suppose.
Next. Yep.
I'm not a Beatles guy.
That's
At
fine.
least I wasn't.
Right.
Growing up.
No, I know because I've heard you play Beatles. Now, see, that
I
would
can't
be.
play Beatles.
It's fine. Nobody can.
No,
but that's an Ed
I
Corvo
can't.
moment. I've been there. I remember last time I saw you. You were at the.
The Grizz.
Yeah, and I was
rooting
with
in the
Paul.
back.
And
He's in the
yeah,
back.
I was in the back, and Paul was like, "You're awfully twitchy," just because Billy used to call me the Beatles police.
Yeah.
Because it's not your fault. I mean,
No.
it's fun. But to me, I'm like, if you're gonna play the Beatles, it has to be.
It's exact.
It has to be
No, I
exact.
get it.
And you're just doing your thing, and
Yeah.
it's fine.
Yeah.
But I'm like, like Eddie, like it's a blues.
It's exactly that.
Yeah.
It's exactly that. Yeah, that's.
So what?
I'm a gist guy, right?
Well, your gist is as good as.
I
right.
want to play
Right.
everything feeling correct, and again,
That's number one.
technically, if I had to learn the song note for note, I probably could do it. That's not my.
Yeah, but
that's not my forte.
Well, you know what? Not to be a whatever, but you're an artist. We were saying you have your own voice.
That's correct.
And that's number one. If you have your own style and your own voice, that and so the choices that you make are based on keeping the groove together.
Yeah.
And so rather than do something note for note that someone else came up with that you're going to play not with your own voice, it's not the same. So you have that. You're allowed to do that because
But in
you're
that
an
same
artist.
vein, if you don't play a particular fill properly,
Yeah.
like the icon fill, whatever that is
yeah.
for that song,
Yeah.
like "Melt with You,"
Yeah,
the one in the
yeah,
middle,
yeah.
down the stairs, almost
You
kind
gotta
of.
have it.
But you gotta have it. You have to play that fill.
Well,
That's just the way it is.
yeah, and you know who's worse than me is Paula. It's my wife. I always tell this story. There was one time
I think I heard this.
we were
story.
playing I was playing the Ocean, Led Zeppelin, and she's out there. I'm like, "What's your problem?" During the break, I'm like, "Are you?" She's like, "You're playing it wrong."
Wow.
I'm like, "What are you?" And she's like, "I don't know. There's something
It's
wrong."
like the Beatles police.
Yeah,
except-
the Beatles, the Zeppelin police. She knows. She's like, "Yeah, there's something." And I listened to it. I was like, and I'm like, "Oh, she's right.
I missed
was
something."
playing it wrong.
Yeah.
I was playing it wrong." Yeah.
They can pick them up.
No, she's good
There's
like
a police
that.
for everything.
She's got a good ear. How about all right? Desert Island Food. briefly? What could you eat every day?
Banana, I suppose it would have to be, because I think on a desert island you might be.
See, I have to change.
Can you bring 600 pounds with you, or
see?
I mean,
I have to change the way I ask these questions. Just favorite
set
food.
Them up.
Favorite food, because when I say desert island food, then people get hung up on the desert thing. It's just an expression.
I'm gonna go with Mexican food.
Yeah,
as of late, but that's probably going to change.
Yeah, that's my answer too.
It's great.
Yeah, anything.
You give me a fajita or some kind of whatever, I'm down.
Hey,
Tex-Mex.
bongo.
I guess it's not. Yeah, bongos, fajitas, whatever.
Yeah,
it's the same.
Whatever.
What my thing is with Mexican food, it's really Tex-Mex that I like.
Yeah, sure.
I'm not big on the. I don't know. Maybe it's. I'm not huge on the big.
You like what you like?
Mexican stuff.
Like Dave always laughs when I say this. Like, yeah, I'm like, you could put mole on a rat's ass.
It tastes
and
great.
I'll eat it.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that.
Well, I always say you could deep fry a shoe. And
Sure.
It would taste awesome.
Yeah. Why
no
not?
problem. Put batter on it. It's
Yep.
great.
One concert or show that you saw that that blew your mind instantly. That changed everything. Chicago in the white suits.
No, Boston.
Oh yeah, well, that would do it.
I mean, I was like, that is a good sounding band live, and they reproduced very well with 93 guys.
Right.
And maybe a girl.
Yeah.
That was all him in the studio.
Yeah.
And I was like, they
Crazy.
killed loud. It was so loud.
Oh wow.
It was
Where was it?
Painfully loud at the Hartford Civic Center, the worst sounding room ever.
Yeah.
In my last 50 years.
Do you know where? I don't know where it is. I played with Christine Ullman last summer. It's the music room and somewhere on Cape Cod. Oh. And
I know what you're talking about.
Yep. And someone goes, "Did you see what's in the other room?" You know, we're backstage. There's like a storage room. There's like a room with a bunch of stuff. And I go in, and apparently that was Sib, the drummer's like storage space.
Wow.
And like his silver drums that we saw are there. They're just there.
Wow.
There they are. And I'm like, yep, that's those drums with the black dot head on it. You know, it's just crazy. It's like these are the Boston drums. These were his drums. Kind of weird.
I have a question for you.
Uh-oh.
How you're not a big cymbal cleaner? I know that.
No.
I have cleaned cymbals in the last year.
Oh, really?
Unfortunately for you.
Yeah.
I find that when they look like that, I can't appreciate them as much. I don't know why.
When they look like
when
what?
I clean them,
when they
don't
dirty?
look better.
Oh
they
yeah,
just are clean.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
I don't know.
When I catch them,
they
feel grimy to me.
Yeah.
And then when I clean them, they look exactly the same.
Yeah.
And then they're not grimy, because you play as many places as you play.
Yeah.
And the shit's just in the air.
Yeah.
It's whatever it is.
Yeah.
Beer.
Not like the old days when it was smoke and everything.
Well, those were the worst. You burn your clothes at the end of that gig.
I have blood on my hi-hat still, and I have blood and a spilled drink on one of my cymbals that I still use from a gig, from a Disco Hell gig. Somebody jumped up on stage and cut himself and was bleeding everywhere, and I have blood on my hi-hat still.
It was a cutter?
Yeah.
It was a cutter?
Yeah, I don't know anything at that gig. I wasn't surprised, but and there was a drink. Actually, it was New Year's Eve. It was the Millennium, but like there's like a spilled drink all over the cymbal, and I never cleaned it.
Wow.
I just left it.
Well, it's funny because I spilled the cleaner on the inside of the hi-hat, and it made like the cleanest stripe you ever saw, because it stayed there for 20 minutes. It's like big clean stripe. It's like, wow, I probably should have done that with the rest of the cymbals, but I think the character goes away.
Yeah.
To some degree.
Yeah.
But do you change heads very often?
No.
No, me either.
I don't. We didn't run out, did we? We're good? We're good. Okay. I want to get out of here because I don't want to run out. I really don't. I think that's it for the questions, right?
I got one.
Okay, go ahead.
For you, I know you like Ardolino from NRBQ.
Yeah.
Tell me why, because you're a big fan. Yeah.
In between straight and swing.
Yep.
Yes.
That's him.
Slightly dragged.
That's the way he plays.
Yeah.
And nobody really does that. And then his fills, then he'll rush his fill on purpose. So it's all, but it's in control.
Yeah.
And so
It's like a singer.
It's rock and roll.
He plays like a singer.
It's the roll and the rock.
It's a push and a pull. Yeah,
now, weren't you a fan of the drummer from Zero?
I don't know.
They were a local.
Really? Who is that?
No, they're West Coast.
I don't know who that is.
But whatever the Zero I know, the dude played.
The guy with the
stick.
he had a prosthetic hand.
Yeah. Oh, is that what it was?
We saw him. Yeah,
That's what it was.
I don't know who that is.
I thought I heard the story about you wanting to liking the guy.
No,
they were a West Coast band.
I don't know.
They were under the radar back then.
He played with the stick.
Just balanced it in a prosthetic, and it was good. He was so good.
It was great.
Yeah.
I had never seen that before, and I was like,
yeah, the guitarist was Steve. Cool. What's his face? I can't think of it right now. But you're also a big fan of Cheap Trick.
Yes. Yeah.
Why is that?
World's greatest singer. Number one.
There you go. Yeah, Robin Zander.
Yeah, period. And of course, it's not drums here, but I've explained, I've demonstrated it. Bunny Carlos has a way of playing drums that nobody plays like in the whole world, and it makes the most sense ever.
Sure.
So he'll, instead of playing 8 notes on the hi-hat, he plays a train beat
on the snare
and rocks quarter notes.
Wow.
There it is.
That's hard to do.
He's left-handed.
You gotta be in that mode.
He can play open lefty too. So when he plays, but like when he's in his prime, he has this.
Yeah, you did a demo of that not too long ago.
And nobody does that. Yeah. Nobody does it.
Details guy.
Wow.
Details are good.
I didn't know whatever. When I was young, I had the Cheap Trick records because we all had Budokan, and I figured out that's what he was doing. I was so young, I thought everybody did that, and so I learned to do it, and I thought this is the way you play.
Sure.
And then I got older and realized he's the only one that does that.
No, it's like the Purdy Shuffle or something that just came out of nowhere.
I didn't realize.
When I took a couple lessons when I was young, my father goes, "You gotta take a few lessons from this guy, his drummer, whatever." And he's a shuffle guy, jazz guy, and I was like, "Yeah, I get it," because I don't really play that. So he goes, "Well, if you want to do a few gigs with me, you should probably learn a few things." And of course I learned, but just having that separation was totally changed everything. How I play, but I still can't do it the other way. But it opened up a whole, like, oh, you can do 2 totally different things just by beating it into your brain. But then they become a weapon. They become available to you.
Totally.
So good.
Totally.
This one's off.
Uh-oh.
Mike's out.
Goodbye to Michael
It's
Cleary.
just audio.
We can still hear you. We've seen what you look like. We've seen that stupid coat.
I'm just a pretty face. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to,
Yeah.
I'm here to class the place up.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yeah. No, I definitely, when I was going out and seeing bands and stuff, I was figuring out shuffles. Stevie Ray Vaughan was coming up, and nobody knew how to play a shuffle for real. And I literally practiced. I said, if I can play the shuffle, I'll get all the gigs.
You will.
And I kind of did for a minute.
Yeah.
I was the guy that could actually do that. And I came up with a few of them.
Awesome.
This one and that one, and this
sure.
one and this one and that one.
You need 3 shuffles.
Yeah.
That's all
Yeah.
Remember when Paul Bosey first saw you play?
When I was a kid.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, he saw me play when I was a kid.
Because your dad was like, come check it. You got to see my kid.
I think it was poker night at my father's house or whatever it was. And he was
Here, play something for him. Play something for him.
I was like, he's pretty good.
Yeah, not bad. It wasn't.
Hey, go get your bongo and play something for the fellas.
Because everything's a bongo, as we know.
That's what we were saying. Everything's a bongo.
Except for guys who don't know percussion.
Actually, it's a djembe, and it's from it's a bongo.
Yeah, whatever, dude. Get your bongo. Get out of here.
It's a talking drum.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, Paul Bosey exposed me to things I had never known about.
Yeah.
In terms of percussion-y stuff.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
He was just weird drums.
Yeah.
The Guica.
Yeah, I have all of those.
He would make stuff out of like necklaces and shit. Just throw it on the drum.
Plumbing tools.
A sound. Yeah, a clank, whatever it was.
I got all that.
It was awesome.
He had like a suitcase of stuff. So in between like songs, you hear him rustling around. In the case he come up with like a
and that becomes the sound.
Just random
the rustling.
Yes. Just whatever it was that he made a sound out of it. And it ended up on a recording somehow.
Why not?
It just did.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah. So neat.
That's what he brought.
Hey, let's go. I want to go. I don't want to go, but I want to go.
We got Duncan to drink and stuff.
Yeah.
And chicken.
Yeah, I got chicken. Hey, this was cool. We'll do this again. We'll do this again. This was a good one.
It's fun.
Yeah, definitely.
Was,
well, I'm glad you
fun.
finally. I wanted you on from the very beginning.
Well,
but
thanks
I know
for
you're busy.
waiting. I appreciate it.
Oh yeah, no, totally.
Life's busy.
Yeah.
And
No, that's fine.
And when I'm done with work, I'm fairly lazy.
Right.
Hey, this kid's going to be good. I'm telling you. That kid, Johnny Corvo,
You
going to
should
be
hear
good.
him on the bongo.
That kid plays a mean bongo, man.
Hey, I'm pressing the button. Hey, you know what I'm saying? That's it. You're hearing it. Okay.
Peace out.
All right. Hey, Michael Cleary was here. Special.
With that coat.
Yeah. Good thing the camera's off. John Corvo, one of my favorite drummers ever, was here.
Likewise, buddy.
Hey, man. Right back at you.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, no problem. John Peckman Podcast, Game Valley School of Music Channel. Dave will tell you how to have your very own podcast right now. You should do that. Hey, you probably won't see this before, but happy Thanksgiving, everybody. It's now Tuesday. Thanksgiving is Thursday. You know what I'm saying? All right. Have fun. See you later.
Happy Turkey Day.
Hey, same to you. Same to everybody out there. That is all, kids.
If you'd like to start your own podcast, give us a call at Connecticut Valley School of Music and Dance. Our professionally designed podcast space is here for all your recording needs. Rent out our studio to do interviews with up to 4 people, to record audiobooks, social media content, and all other recorded material. Our rentals include a private studio along with our professional-grade podcasting equipment, and we can customize your output to whatever your needs are. We also have green screen capabilities, which will expand to video capability if you so wish. So check us out here at convalley.net/podcast.